Now we know how important split step is, but one of the biggest questions that people often ask about split step is, when do you do a split step? In terms of when the opponent hits.
Yeah.
Okay? Split step, a lot of comments you hear online, on a lot of video, is they talk about doing your split step at the same time as when the opponent hits. That's why I have a disagreement with. Also because I find that quite vague. Because split step contains two movements, lifting up and landing down.
Yeah.
Right? Those two are completely different timing.
Yes.
So the question is, when you say you do it at the same time as when the opponent hits, are you talking about do you jump at the same time the opponent hits, or do you land at the same time as the opponent hits?
Right.
I would love to hear your thoughts, and I'll tell you my thoughts after.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
go.
I think
because he plays a lot at very high level. He played in the New Zealand tour. You know, he won tournaments and stuff as well. So and he teaches. So I would love to hear what your thoughts on this.
I think the split jump comes after the landing of the split jump comes just as the shuttle is being hit. Well, in my opinion, I think it's just as the shuttle is being hit. Got me caught. Yeah. I didn't think about this one actually, because I've taught my kids to react after a shuttle's hit, just because I wanted to get them to see if they can move at a bit of speed.
Yeah.
But generally, for me personally, I would land my split jump as the contact has just been made.
Okay.
It's just been made.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you already have to decide where you're moving.
But
as they're about to hit.
But I've started my split step before, as the. How would I put this?
I know.
Yeah.
See, it's tricky when you break it down like that, isn't it? Yeah.
I guess like as you're about to contact the shuttle, I'm timing my split jump as when the shuttle just leaves the racket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we move on, when do you lift your feet off the ground? Before it hits, or when it hits, or after it hits?
I lift my feet off before it hits.
Okay, before it hits?
Before it
Okay. Now when do you land? When it hits, or after it hits?
Just slightly after, as it's contacted. I want to be able to hear the sound and see the slight direction of where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That I would agree with him. High five.
Yeah.
You passed the test. You passed the test. Because like the reality is this. Going back to our previous video, we talk about the two reasons why we need split step.
Yeah.
The second reason is about pushing you off where you need to go.
Yeah.
Right?
And
that's the purpose of the split step.
And if you can't see where you're going, then where would you push off to?
Exactly. So a lot of people, when they do the split step, this is what they do. They land and they still haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And essentially, that is a waste of a split step. And a lot of times you see people do what I call a double split step.
Yeah.
Because the first split step, they haven't gone anywhere. They still don't know where the shuttle is going.
Yes.
Right? So that's why I find that when people say online that you do your split step at the same time as the opponent hit, I completely disagree with that statement. Because you cannot know where you're going. So how can you use a split step when you don't know where you're going?
Yeah.
Right? So I do agree with Winson. Is that like you actually want to time your lift off, or that whatever you do, what kind of split step you do, got to be just before the opponent hits, right?
Yeah.
And how late do you land after the opponent hits? It really depends on you, right?
Yes.
So I find that with, once again, Answer Young, if you watch her next time, slow it down. When you watch her, the moment she starts to push off where she needs to go, that shuttle is already near the net.
Yeah, it's in flight. It's in motion.
Yeah, so that's how late she timed her split step when she lands, right? And if you watch a lot of the professional player, they actually, when they land, their shuttle is probably a quarter of a court, at least. That's already past the front. So they already start moving down already, but the moment they land and they push off, that shuttle is well away from that contact point.
And like when you get into this realm, like, you're just talking about like the power that they have in their legs to be able to push off at a speed after the shuttles lift the racket. And that's quite important as well. It's a lot of physical training. And
I guess at that level also, the deception that comes from the opponent is way higher than what we do. So you can't anticipate too early, because you're always going to get sent in the wrong direction, right? Yeah. So I'm going to have a few hits with Winson. So I really want you to really notice as to when he lifts off and when he lands, and see if you agree with us. And I want to show from my end as well, because I do honestly believe that. I do think that most people don't time their split step correctly, and even though they do split step, they just seem really slow and really seem jittery. And the people that look really smooth is that they're patient with their split step, and when they land, they just move. So nice and easy because they know exactly where they have to move. So land after. That's the purpose of today's video. Okay, from Division 1 player and a coach.
And a coach.
Okay, so I'm not gonna hit anything hard because you don't have your badminton shoes on, right? But just trying to do a split step, right? You see how he land after?
Next double C grade on court 3, Darren Joe, Honey Joe, Woodside Auckland, Leo Jude, Grace Lim, 102, Hutt Valley, court 3. Please come and finish your sports.
Oh, that's bad timing there.
From the front desk.
Sorry.
All right.
So if you clear and I smash. Yeah, again, clear. So as you can see, even when I'm smashed, Winson will be nice and calm, right? And he would land after I hit. You know, one of the things that I love watching Winson play is just how, what we call, you used the term before, floaty.
Oh, the flow zone.
Yeah, not float.
Oh, just float.
Like float. We mean like it seems like a player just kind of float around the court, right? And if you watch a lot, is that there was really no moment in that little rally where he would be frozen in one place, right? So he calmly moved out of one position to flow to the next one, and at all time, everything is nice and soft. And the big part of it is that timing of the split step and the confidence of the pushing off of the split step. So you don't come in and you froze and you do that, which you will see a lot of players do. You know what I mean? They're rushing back to the center and they go. Well, a good player will be calmly coming back, use a split step, and they're just moving like this.
Like water.
Like water, like water, like floaty water. And if you watch the timing of his split step, even when I do drop shot, you know, or lift, he's always patient, making sure that I have to hit that shuttle before he can land, because that's when he knows where he has to go.
Something that could help you with defending smashes with your split step is listening to the sound. Sound can be a good way to react with your split step. So if someone's hitting a big smash, you hear a big crack, your feet will touch the ground. That's kind of like a ready, set, go marker, as if you're running a race. You hear that and you react to it.
Great point.
So not just visually, but also through.
Oh, interesting, because I just recently did a video with my friend Joe where I was teaching him how to do drop shot. And one of the things I taught him was that if you do this beautiful, what I call a brush drop shot, I can squeeze my racket at the last minute to do a smash if I want to. And he said he will pick up my smash, not because of the swing, but because of the sound. And that's exactly what you mean. You know, the moment the sound comes, he just knows instinctively, like he has to react to a smash. And I guess it just comes with experience and training.
It does. I mean, like when I was a kid, we did these drills where you had to react to the clap or like clap of shuttle tubes, and you change directions. And so you know, it's like kind of like when you get a jump scare, right? When someone gives you a jump scare or they're frightening you, you go into this defensive position or something, you react really, really quickly. It's
what a great idea.
Same thing as when you hear a smash or a slice smash or something like that, you hear the sound. And you can,
Fiona, you're going to be in the video. That's a great idea, and that'll probably be like, because I'm going to do a course on how to teach kids badminton in 30 days. That could actually be a really fun game to get the kids to start developing this reaction or this concept of reacting to sound. Great idea. See, that's why I have to have it along. And I guess like that's why you probably want to get one-on-one coaching. Because when people who have been there, done that, they've been through a lot of problems. They've seen a lot of problems that players have. And you know, I don't have any training, but Winson had training as well. So they have their experience, as well as experience of relaying message to kids. So when you learn and get that, even that simple cue of tapping or tube, you know, like it's so simple. But now that you mention it, what a brilliant idea. And that's why you want to get one-on-one coaching. It really helps. That's why he looks good and I look like an old man playing badminton.
If you knew my age, you'd be shocked.
Let's recap. Split step. Go, Winson. Go. Landing, jumping and landing. Recap for people, please.
Okay, so before the shuttle reaches or is contacted by your opponent, you want to start your split step.
Which is what he means by you have to start lifting off the ground.
Yeah, lifting
right?
off the ground,
Yep.
getting your feet off the ground or dropping down, I guess. And as the shuttle's just been contacted, either you'll hear the sound or it'll just leave the racket is when you want to be landing. Because you can see the direction of which direction the shuttle is going. Yeah.
Now I'm going to add to that
Yeah.
because I always like to add to things.
Yeah.
If you're a lower level player,
Yeah.
right, who has start learning split step, I would recommend you not to worry about too much of that perfect timing
Yeah.
of when the shuttle leaves. Because essentially, guess what happens when you do that? You low tension.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go, I gotta watch what that guy doing.
Yeah.
And so essentially you start loading tension
Yeah.
and the effectiveness of the split step just gone. Because
Yeah.
you trust me, you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're as a beginner, as long as you can land after the hit, it doesn't matter how long after the hit, I don't
Yeah.
care. Just make sure you land after the hit. So the only two principles that for me anyway, if you're a beginner and learning split step, then make sure you lift off the ground before the hit
Yeah.
and make sure you land after the hit. How
Yeah.
late that landing is okay.
Yeah.
The later the landing, the more you know exactly where the shuttle's going.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if you're still learning, hopefully it means you're playing with lower level players
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Which means the shuttle will come back quite slow.
Yeah.
Because like, one of the things that I don't like when I'm watching YouTube is that, don't get me wrong, I do agree that when you do split step and you do the drop, your drop of center of gravity and that push off will be very explosive.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But to do that, it takes training.
Yes.
Like it takes people to motivate you and repeat,
Yeah.
right? But if you're going to learn by yourself, which a lot of people who watch this channel is about doing,
Yeah.
right? I feel any kind of split step you do, whether it is wide, whether it's like whether you're doing this big jump and go, I don't care. As long as you do any kind of split step, you're going to be faster than no split step.
Yes.
You understand what I mean,
I do
right?
agree, yeah,
And then as you get more, this jump will become lower and lower and lower, right?
Yes.
And this feet will go wider and wider and wider and more explosive.
Next
But
doubles video,
don't put that self under pressure just because people say, oh, you're doing it wrong. You got to go wide. You got to lean one foot after the other, thing like that. Then you kind of go, I'm doing it wrong anyway. Why am I doing this, right? Be nice to yourself.
Something just to add on to that. When you do a split step, you gotta remember to have even the slightest of bent knees. You can't split step with locked out knees. It just won't work really well for you.
Yeah.
Using
Yeah.
your toes to push off like this
Yes.
without bending, you're gonna have knee problems later. All the jolting, all
He
the
just
jarring.
cracked his knee when he was doing
Yeah.
that.
All the
Yes.
jolting and jarring if you were to have locked out knees. So make sure you
Yes.
have a little bit of bent knees.
Yeah.
Even the slightest will help.
So hopefully you guys got a lot of good tips. I think that was a good session. So please, one, do any kind of split step, better than none, right?
Yeah.
And really time that landing after the hit, okay? And before you know, you're gonna find that your split step your timing will be better,
Yeah.
the explosiveness will be faster, and you're gonna get to the shuttle. Let me know if you like Winson or not, so I can bring him more to the channel. I think he's doing amazingly well, It was really worried, but like,
Camera pressure.
camera shy. But he has so much experience from a player, top player, as well as a coach. And like I said, he coaches top national junior players as well. And then, for me, I come from a slightly different background. Is that I teach my own kids, and I'm kind of like more a scientific guy, so I like to break things down. So I think we share quite a lot of good information
Yes.
just now from two different perspectives
Yes.
of coaching.
Yeah.
But we're on the same page.
Yes, we're on the same page.
Lean after you stay hit. Subscribe, and then we'll see you guys in the next one. Okay,
See you
bye-bye.
later.